Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in history when the ground beneath us trembles not from war, not from disaster, but from the collision of power and purpose. That moment is now. The world is not shaking because of chaos, it's shaking because truth has dared to stand tall against the giants of influence. True power comes from purpose, not position. History has always been filled with people who held great titles, but left no legacy, while others with no crown or authority changed the course of humanity. Power, when detached from purpose, becomes fragile. It feeds the ego, but starves the soul. Real influence begins when a person discovers why they were placed in this world and what truth they are meant to defend. A leader driven by purpose does not seek approval, they seek impact. They are not shaped by applause, but by conviction. Purpose gives direction when the world tries to confuse, strength when opposition rises, and vision when the path seems uncertain. Those who lead through purpose stand firm even when they stand alone because their power is rooted in something far greater than status or recognition. When power comes from within, it cannot be taken away by politics or wealth. It is sustained by faith, by values, and by an unbreakable will to serve a cause larger than oneself. In every age, those who have shaken the world were not the ones who ruled it, but those who understood their mission and refused to betray it. Power may open doors, but only purpose gives meaning to every step taken through them. The greatest battle is between fear and courage. Every moment of decision in life is shaped by these two invisible forces that define our destiny. Fear whispers limitations, reminding us of what could go wrong, while courage speaks softly of what could be achieved if we dare to believe. Those who let fear rule their hearts remain prisoners of hesitation, trapped by the illusion of safety. But those who choose courage rise beyond uncertainty, turning obstacles into opportunities. True strength is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. Great leaders, innovators, and warriors of truth have all stood face to face with doubt. Yet they moved forward because their purpose was stronger than their fear. Fear builds walls, but courage breaks them. Fear silences voices, but courage turns silence into thunder. It is in moments of greatest uncertainty that courage reveals its power, guiding humanity toward progress and freedom. Every great change in the world was born from a single act of bravery that defied the chains of fear. The clash between fear and courage is not fought on battlefields, but within the human heart, where the decision to stand firm or retreat defines the course of one's destiny. Fear may exist in every soul, but it is courage that transforms ordinary people into extraordinary examples of resilience, proving that the human spirit is capable of defying even its deepest doubts. Integrity is stronger than influence. Influence may control crowds for a moment, but integrity commands respect for a lifetime. Influence can be bought, manipulated, or lost, yet integrity stands unshaken even when the world turns against it. True leadership is not measured by how many people follow, but by how firmly one holds to truth when it is unpopular. Integrity is the silent power that builds trust, the invisible armor that protects one's name from corruption. Those who lead with integrity do not chase admiration. They earn it through consistency, honesty, and courage. Influence seeks applause, but integrity seeks accountability. A person of integrity may walk alone, yet their steps echo through generations because truth does not fade with time. It is easy to be influential in a world hungry for attention, but it takes strength to remain honest in a system that rewards deceit. The foundations of every lasting empire, every respected leader, and every enduring movement have always been rooted in integrity. Without it, influence becomes hollow, like a voice shouting in an empty hall. Integrity carries a weight that influence cannot imitate. It defines character, shapes trust, and inspires others to stand tall in their convictions. When power and influence collapse under the pressure of greed or pride, integrity remains the last light burning, proving that in the end, truth outlasts every illusion of control. Courageous voices move nations. History has never been changed by those who stayed silent in comfort, but by those who spoke when their words were costly. A single voice, filled with conviction and clarity, can pierce through walls of doubt and awaken millions who had forgotten their strength. True courage is not measured by volume, but by truth, by the willingness to speak when silence is safer. Every revolution, every movement, every moral awakening began with one voice refusing to bow to fear. The courageous voice does not wait for permission. It rises because it must, because injustice cannot be allowed to breathe unchallenged. Such voices carry power not because they are many, but because they are sincere. They remind humanity that even in the darkest times, words backed by truth can ignite transformation. Leaders who dare to speak against corruption, oppression, or falsehoods plant seeds of hope in hearts that had surrendered to despair. Nations are not moved by slogans, but by sincerity, not by rhetoric, but by moral fire. A courageous voice inspires others to find their own strength, creating a chain of awakening that no authority can silence. It is through these voices that societies evolve, laws change, and generations rise to claim their freedom. Even when silenced, such voices live on, echoing through history as proof that courage spoken aloud is more powerful than armies built on fear. The world trembles when truth refuses to bow. Throughout history, societies have tried to bury honesty under the weight of deception, yet truth always finds a way to rise. It does not seek permission to exist. It stands firm even when surrounded by lies. When individuals dare to speak truth in a world built on false comfort, the ground beneath power begins to shake. Truth carries a force that no weapon or authority can suppress because it resonates with the conscience of humanity. Those who live by truth often walk through storms of criticism and isolation, but their endurance becomes the foundation of change. The powerful may try to rewrite narratives, silence voices, or distort reality, but truth has an eternal strength. It waits patiently until its moment arrives. When it finally emerges, it exposes hypocrisy and reveals the courage of those who defended it. The trembling of the world is not destruction but awakening, a reminder that illusions cannot survive forever. Each time truth refuses to kneel, it inspires others to stand taller, to question, and to reclaim their dignity. In every era, from revolutions to personal struggles, truth has been the spark that sets people free. When truth becomes unshakable, even the mightiest forces of corruption and control begin to crumble, proving that no system built on lies can endure against the steady heartbeat of honesty. Conviction is eternal, power is temporary. The history of every civilization reveals that titles fade, empires fall, and leaders are forgotten. Yet the courage of those who stood for their beliefs endures. Conviction is the inner flame that no defeat can extinguish, the quiet strength that drives a person to fight for what is right even when victory seems impossible. Power depends on position, wealth, or approval, but conviction comes from the soul. It cannot be bought or broken. Those who act from conviction do not chase popularity, they follow principle. Their influence lasts not because they commanded others, but because they inspired them. Power seeks to dominate, while conviction seeks to elevate. When a person's heart is anchored in truth, no loss can defeat them because their purpose is not tied to reward but to meaning. The world remembers those who led with conviction long after the symbols of their power have vanished. It is conviction that builds legacies, reforms nations, and lights the path for generations yet to come. While power fears time, conviction grows stronger with it, echoing through stories, teachings, and the courage of those it inspires. The difference between the powerful and the principled is simple. One rules for a moment, the other leads forever through the strength of unshaken belief.